Welcome to the Buzzed Files. We are back. We took a short recording break. We did 2 episodes in the last month. We're kind of slacking a little bit, but we are back to it. Sam had a couple things going on Saturday morning. She did a charity thing around Halloween, and then did a flag football tournament. But both of them were super early in the morning on Saturday.
There was no way to sit up and drink 10 beers and then get up and
we just skip a couple Fridays, and then Saturday, of course, we're watching college football. So I mean, we can't be missing that. No. But Sam's team did win the championship.
Got a ring.
She's got a big fancy ring there. She's not shut up about it, and it's frustrating everyone that knows her. But
it's not frustrating for everyone that knows me.
Okay. Well, I took a poll, and it's frustrating everybody.
It's not.
Okay.
I haven't worn it to a meeting at all this week.
She wore it to work just to show everybody what was up.
We were all planning on taking the day off after we went back to work because we were so sore. But after we got the rings, we're like, no, we have to go into work, show them off. So everyone's showed up in a meeting here and they're wearing it. I bought a ring case for my desk. It sits right when you walk in.
I cannot. I cannot.
And depending on who I take a Teams meeting with, I wear it and I sit like this the whole time.
Anyway, let's transition into the beer.
I hope I can get the Letterman's jacket.
You're not getting Letterman jacket.
I think we're going to get
cannot get a Letterman jacket for a one-day flag football tournament. Sam picked a couple beers up today. This is Dew Claw Brewing, and it's called Sweet Baby Jesus. So
it's chocolate and peanut butter.
Chocolate peanut butter porter.
Oh,
looks like motor oil. This is right up Sam's alley. She loves it. Just change the oil in the car.
Now that I'm officially past all of these active weekends and I've been so well and energetic for, I'm now sick.
Yeah, so we all passed around. That's another reason we kind of took some time off. We all passed around a plague, if you will.
I took out the oldest for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, just running a fever.
He had 104 fever for an entire day.
Did we take him to the hospital? What's happening? Please stop coughing into the microphone, okay? We have headphone users. But then I got it, and now Sam's got it, and now the youngest one's got it. So about the time somebody gets over it, then it's time for the next person. And then it'll probably start all over.
And it wouldn't be Thanksgiving without 2 of us being sick on Thanksgiving, because we host Thanksgiving. So
well, let's try these things.
Oof.
Let's see. It's good. I like it.
Tastes like chocolate milk.
It's like that. It's the one you got. It tastes like it's like a Guinness, but it kind of tastes like peanut butter. It's got
the Deadman's Ale.
I don't remember the one that I liked so much. I can't remember what it was called.
Stout.
Well, it's not
or
called
Scout.
Scout 44. That's what it's called.
The Veterans United.
Yeah, but this is kind of similar to that. I like these darker ones. That's the weird thing. Like I like these, but I don't like the cloudy IPAs. Those are the ones I don't like. But this is good.
No,
it kind of tastes like coffee. This one tastes like coffee too. That's good. Oh yeah. So Sam's going to be doing that the whole episode, and probably next week too. So just.
Oh yeah, because we're supposed to have a huge cold snap on Monday and Tuesday. So it's gonna get like stupid. How is that possible?
Why are you reading text?
How is that possible?
I don't know.
Am I gonna hurt and get off of this? I can.
Sam's she's got important business dealings on Friday night at 8:00. She's just got to.
Wheeling and dealing.
She's got to work through these things.
See the way my checking and my savings are set up, they don't really speak to each other.
Do you have anything specific that you wanted to recap before I go into my crazy stuff? Anything else? Did we cover our bases with what's going on in the world of Sam and Cody?
You survived your man cold.
Barely. It was touch and go.
It wasn't touch and go.
Life support.
You were fine. You didn't even have fever.
I felt like I almost got one.
You literally called out of work, and then 3 hours later, you're like, I feel fine.
I probably should. Well, I took some Dayquil. I was like, I probably could have gone to work.
Yeah. Instead, he stayed home and played video games.
I was on death's door when I got
Now,
out.
I stayed home sick Tuesday. And I was so sick that I literally took like 4 naps. Like, I slept all day. Because I was actually sick.
Yeah, you did. I forgot about that. So this is something that me and the oldest were talking about because I saw this video. So this was something I'm not gonna play the video because it's just him talking. But this was something. I guess I could post a screenshot in here of this, but that was Elon Musk. And he said in less than 20 years, there will be more humanoid robots than people. That's absolutely terrifying. Okay. And this was at a, let me see.
There's
it says
so many
the
things right now about this.
F-118 Summit. And he was on like a thing, I guess, where they were talking about, it's just a short clip, but that was the big takeaway of it. My biggest thing, and I saw this, I was talking about it, and then I saw Rogan had him on, just like on October, I think it posted on Halloween, but he dove into it. I was like, this is exactly what I was talking about, because I was talking, when I saw this with our oldest, and I said, if that's true, there's no jobs. And people go, well, I mean, a lot of jobs. I'm like, no, there are no jobs. There won't be. Because that's what I was trying to explain to our oldest son. I said, if there's that many, and we're talking about 20 years, so they're way more advanced, AI is way more advanced, I said, you won't have doctors. Like, if they can have a robot that can do open heart surgery with like more precision and no errors, no human error, like what would happen, I said, why? They won't have doctors. And then they won't have, I said, it eliminates all office jobs. Anything that you do in an office.
Well, yeah, my job would be eliminated because it'd be robots building stuff, and who cares what they fight?
Completely done. There would be no office jobs. There would be no, people like even CEOs. I'm like, why would you need a CEO? And I saw another video. I thought I should have saved it, but it was a CEO robot. Where he brought him in and he said, hi. And it was a tech company or something. But he's like, please tell me what you do in your job. And he says, I'm the architect, designer, blah, 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 whatever. Runs through this thing. And he goes, oh, I can do that too. Probably much quicker than you can. Should we start polishing a chair for your robot replacement? And it's kind of like they're like the robot's messing with them. But I'm like, all of that's true.
It is true.
All of that is true. They're going to replace you. So I was just like trying to wrap my head around it, and I said, well, here's the scary thing. If they start taking jobs, and people are like, well, there'll always be plumbers. I'm like, no, there won't be. There won't be plumbers. There won't be manual labor.
You can program something to do it.
Yeah, I was like, a robot will show up to your house. There won't even be like, people go, well, there's always going to be trade jobs. No. There won't be lumberjacks.
Don't they already have like drone deliveries in certain states?
We're so close to like Amazon just being driven by like robots, and then a robot gets out and brings your box to the door instead. Like within the next 10 years, it's going to be wild what comes out. What are you drinking out of?
A cup.
Okay, all right. I don't know what we're doing that for. Because every time I laugh now, I start choking. I'm like getting over the cough still. But here's where it got scary for me. I said it'll slowly take place, but those office jobs get eliminated. People go, oh, okay, whatever. And then then the trade jobs and things like that. And then they go, well, you know what? We should replace firefighters. Why do we need to? Because if they're already doctors, why wouldn't you have an EMT or paramedic be a robot? They could pick up 2 people under their arms and carry them out of a burning building.
They could pick up a car.
They're stronger. Yeah, they could lift a car off of a person at a wreck. And then you go, well, wait a second. You know what? Why are we endangering our police officers with crime? Let's make all the police officers robots too. And they go, that's a good idea. That way no one will ever get shot stopping a crime or or whatever. So they'll be doing radar or whatever. You know, you can't be rude to a robot. They'll just proceed with whatever. And then they go, you know what? Let's do the military too. Why are we having our troops killed? And that's where it all ends, right there.
Yeah.
Because it's over at that
And it's
point.
the Terminator.
Yeah, that's literally the plot of Terminator. It's just because there was a video I saw a while back where they were doing dog fights with fighter jets, like actual like top pilots, whatever the Navy or Air Force has, and they were dog fighting like simulations with an AI controlled plane, and the AI plane wins like 99.9%, like never loses, basically.
Yeah.
So we're gonna strap a person that can mess up or freak out or be hungover or whatever into a plane. No, we'll just put a robot in there, and it doesn't even have to be a robot. It's just controlled by a computer. It's like a drone.
They already control drones.
Yeah, it's a drone. I mean, it's a fighter jet, but it's controlled by a computer program somewhere else.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be controlled by a person at that point. And I was like, this is absolutely terrifying. And Rogan went into it. I was like at work, and I was like, so exactly what I said, because he said the same thing about the jobs. He said, well, what are people going to do? So Elon goes into this whole thing saying that basically
People could just do what they want to do.
yeah, basically everyone, because I told Sam about it, I said, people will just do what they want. And I said, how is that going to work? Because I said, I don't
that's
like,
a bad
like where the
idea.
government, I was like, isn't that socialism at that point, where the government just has control over everything, and they're just like, well, hey, your house is paid for, go to the grocery store, get the food you need, get this. And I'm like, how do you regulate all that? Because if nobody has money, because nobody has jobs,
People would overtake for
yeah.
sure.
Because I'm like, well, then what if you go in and you're like, I
Because
want the lobster?
You're gonna have crazy people that are gonna think in their head, this isn't gonna last forever. I need to grab everything I can every time I come to the grocery store, and they're gonna take everything.
You have food shortage.
And then you have people like us that would probably try to just go get what we
Just
need,
the
like
normal food.
regular grocery shopping like we do for the week, and we wouldn't be able to get what we need, and then all of a sudden we're in poverty, and
But think about like the wealthy people.
oh yeah, they're not gonna want to give up.
No, they're not. They're not going to give up their like catered food and nice.
Their
Like,
Dior
they're not
Vuitton.
They're not going to want to go to the exclusive restaurant that's $1,000 or $2,000 or whatever for a nice dinner or whatever.
That's never ran by people like me drinking a measuring.
Because me and Sam could walk in. If everything's the same for everybody, they're not going to want to do that. So how do you? I was like, this sounds like an absolute like this is end of the world type stuff, because it's not going to go well, and then there's going to be some countries that have more than others, and they're going to try to take over. Well, we're going to send our bots over to Europe. I'm like, this is literally Terminator. It's the end of it. So, just an FYI, if Elon's right, we've got about 20 years, maybe less. Because if they're going to have more than us, more robots than people,
I'm going to be too old to fight.
that's what I said. I told you that a long time ago. I said, the problem now is if an apocalypse happens, I can't run like I used to. Like
I can.
Like
My knee's going to blow out.
Even like at 30, like I felt like I could have rolled out of a car and got up and shot and done whatever. Now I'm like, I'm probably gonna have to lay there for a minute and gather my thoughts. I mean, adrenaline be damned.
He's gonna have to catch his breath.
Yeah, like just so many robots, or zombies or whatever we can run into. But I'm like, this is if that's true, I don't know. Like they've all got this thing where they're trying to be, well, we don't want to be left behind, and I'm like, well, I get that, but I feel like the whole AI thing is just such a bad idea.
I already don't like the self-driving cars.
Such a bad idea. Like, I saw a video where a cop pulled one over. It was some kind of illegal change or like lane change or pass somebody or something. There was nobody in the car. It was on its way to pick somebody up. So who do you give the ticket to?
The company?
Well, he didn't even know what to do because it was being recorded, and he was like, he walked up and was like there's nobody in the front seat, there's nobody in the back seat, and he's like, what do I? Hello? hello? And they're like, yeah, this is a self-driven car. And he was
Please
like,
step out of the car.
he's like, trying to give a ticket. He's like, this car is owned by blah, blah, blah. And it was like,
So they don't step out of the car. Can you shoot
there's
the car?
nothing to step out of.
Can
The
you
car
shoot
is
the
just
car?
driving.
Can you shoot the car?
The
It's not obeying the command.
The car, there's nothing to step out of. The car it's just driving itself. The computer is driving.
I'd shoot the tires out.
So it was like, do we tow it or pour water on it? Like, what's the solution here?
I don't know.
It's absolutely terrifying, and I don't like it, Samantha.
Have you not seen the viral videos that are going around where people are sitting down at conference room tables with their managers and they're having meetings, and someone pulls out like a random, like the one I saw this week, which sparked this. He pulls out an entire coffee pot.
I was wondering what you're doing with this, like where this came from. He's drinking what out of a coffee cup?
He's actually drinking. I think he's actually drinking coffee out of the coffee pot. But then he's like talking, and the guy pulls it out and he sets it on and he's holding it and he drinks out of it, and the manager's like, "What the?" And then he keeps talking. He keeps talking, and the next person pulls one out. It's a flower pot, and he pours his water in it and starts drinking it. And it's like all hidden under the table, and he's just like, the video is watching him, and he's just like baffled by it. Then the girl sitting next to him, she pulls out a sanitizing wipe canister, and she had, I'm assuming, like a can or something in it because it had a straw, and she pours it out and she starts drinking out of it, and all of a sudden he goes, "What the fuck are you guys doing?"
Like, I don't have time for this.
And then they all go around and they all have all these different things, and he just sits back and goes, "Someone please tell me what's happening." So we're pulling this prank on our next meeting that we have with our chief.
Oh, that'll be interesting. Hopefully you guys don't all get fired and replaced by robots.
This is going to be my cup.
Okay.
This was my prank. I told you about it.
Oh, you should just crack open like an energy drink and like pour it in like a Red Bull and pour it in there.
Because Red Bull does look like beer when you pour it in.
A little bit.
Huh.
This was more of a note, and it's kind of it's a public service announcement.
Place that needs homework?
No, not that. But they don't. This is more of a public service announcement, and that's why I check my notes, because sometimes I write stuff in there. It's not a full-blown conspiracy. It's not a topic, but it's something we need to address. Okay. It's very serious. I deal with this on a daily basis.
You're tired?
No, I don't think it's right. And
Think you're gonna go to work?
Please stop talking. I think that these people need to be prosecuted. It's very serious. There needs to be laws passed. Stop backing into parking spots.
I thought you were going to talk about people driving in the fast lane.
No. I am dead serious. If you people do not stop backing into parking spots, I am going to lose it. Especially big trucks. Takes you 4 times. Stop it. Everybody takes 4 times. And even if it doesn't take you 4 times, it's super annoying if I'm waiting behind you and you're trying to do it. I don't know why anybody would do it. I don't understand the reasoning behind it.
When people back in, though, and also they back in slow.
Yes. When you pull into a parking spot, you whip it out,
even if it's a one-time shot, when you back in and you just do it one time,
it's still slow.
It slows to me.
I don't understand why. And you can't tell me, well, it's easier to back out. Yeah, but it took you 2 minutes
to pull forward.
Yeah.
Not back out.
Well, it's easier to back out of a parking spot than it is to back into a parking spot. That's why we do it. Backing out of a parking spot's easy because you're not backing out between 2 cars. Like when you're pulling back out, you're at the grocery store. When you're backing out, you're just turning the wheel to the left or turning the wheel to the right. You're not trying to fit it between 2 cars.
Do you know what I said?
I need clarification. Why do people do it? I'm going to post this as a short. I need to know why they do it.
Some companies require you to back into your parking spot at their company parking lot.
Why?
I don't know. Ask my dad. He used to have to do it at his old job.
I don't understand it.
It was required.
People do it at my work in the parking garage. I sat behind. This is why I made the note. I was like, oh my god! When I park, I stopped, made a note. I got to talk about this. I don't understand. There was like 3 cars in front of me, and every one of them backed into a parking spot, and I was just like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? I'm late to work, and I'm like, take your time. Make sure it's straight. It's a Camry. Or I'm like, what? The only thing I could ever understand somebody doing it is if you have a large truck, because the back end sticks out. So when you back up a truck, the bed of the truck sticks out farther than the tires. Yeah. So you can back the back tires up to the stop, and then the bed hangs out. But in a normal parking spot, you can't do that because there's a car on the other side. So that doesn't make sense either.
Yeah.
Like, the only way it works is if there's nothing on the other side of you, but even then, you're in the other person's parking spot across from you. I just don't understand it. I just want some clarification on what the hell these people are doing when they're backing into spots.
I really thought your PSA was going to be about people driving in the fast lane.
Oh, I've got a whole other piece on that. That's a topic.
You were irate about that.
We can talk about it. We'll talk about that because we're on traffic at this point. We went to a function, and we were on the interstate, and nobody would get out of the fast lane. And I'm not talking about there's traffic and there's cars everywhere. There's a car in the left-hand lane, there's nobody in the right-hand lane. I get over behind them, or there's 3 or 4 cars, but they're spread out in the middle lane. They're driving slow. I get in the left-hand lane to pass, and the people in the left-hand lane will not move over. And even if there's 100 yards in between them.
And I'm assuming it's like this in all states, but in the state of Florida, the left-hand lane is for passing.
It's illegal. You can get a ticket for riding in the left-hand lane. If you're not passing a car, they can pull you over and give you a ticket.
And that doesn't mean you're doing 65 or 70, which is what the posted speed limit is. Like, you're supposed to kind of speed up a little bit to get over whatever.
Here's the thing, and I've seen.
But there was you slowed down to like. We were doing 60 in the left hand, which means the car in front of us was only probably doing maybe 63, 64. They weren't even doing the speed limit because on the interstate that we were on, I think it's posted 70, isn't it?
I don't know. Here's the deal. It doesn't matter if you're doing 85. If I get behind you, you need to move over. That's the rule.
Move.
Especially in Florida.
Get out.
Get over. If there's cars in the middle lane and I get into the left-hand lane and you're doing 80, and that's the video I've seen. Like people will post like on TikTok and stuff, and they'll say, why are they riding my bumper? I'm doing 80. Because you're in the fucking passing lane. Get over. That person wants to do 90. Move. Just get out of the way. I don't understand that either. So the theory, and because I was,
you went down the rabbit hole.
I went down the rabbit hole on this.
Okay.
There was a guy posted, and he said, I'm convinced that they're NPCs. You know what that is? Like
they're in the Matrix kind of thing? Like
they're non-playable characters. So like in a video game, if you're the guy running around the city or whatever it is, there's people that are just walking down the sidewalk. And sometimes you can interact with them, but like they're not really doing.
Oh my god, you just made me have a flashback to like a Nintendo game, like the Paperboy. Like where you can't throw the paper at the person walking.
Right.
Oh my god.
Those are called NPCs. So the theory is if we're in a simulation, those are all NPCs, and they don't understand what they're doing. And that may be what the people that are backing in are too. I don't know. Maybe the people that are backing into the spots are NPCs too. It's a joke, but it's not. The video I watched of a guy, and I don't know if they thought he was a cop or what. He would change lanes, and the car would hit their brakes. And he would get over and go to the right-hand lane and start to speed up to try to pass them on the right. They would hit their brakes. Then he'd get in the middle lane. They would hit their brakes. He's like, what? And he's like, why is everybody hitting their brakes and there's nobody in front of them? Like the left-hand lane is wide open. There's a car. He gets into the left-hand lane to pass, and they hit their brakes. And he's like, why are you hitting your brakes? I'm just trying to get around you so I can, like he wants to do 90. Like if you want to do 90 and get a ticket, knock yourself out. But like if you're in that lane, get over.
Yeah, if the person behind you wants to speed and potentially get
I get over all the time. Like I drive fast.
Let them get the ticket because then it stops that cop and you're not going to get the ticket.
I typically drive pretty fast. If I'm doing 80 and I'm passing cars and going around and stuff, and some guy comes up flying up in a sports car on my butt, then I get over. I'm like, okay, go ahead, dude. I don't care. You know, I just cannot wrap my head around it.
So since we're doing a little bit of PSA, can I do one that happened to me this week?
If you'd like to.
So I don't know how many women we have that watch our YouTube or our TikToks or whatever you're going to post this on, but I would like to warn all of my fellow females out there, be on high alert when you're out shopping this holiday season, because it was this week, which really technically isn't a high peak of Christmas shopping, right? And it was lunchtime on Wednesday that I did this. I went into a TJ Maxx and I'm walking around and I happen to see this guy walk in. No one walked in with him. He didn't grab a buggy, didn't grab a basket. And I don't typically see a lot of single men shopping at TJ Maxx, because if you look at TJ Maxx, the good majority of the store is related to females. It's a huge women's clothing, it's purses, it's jewelry, it's makeup, it's shoes.
Yeah, men aren't allowed to buy
houseware stuff. Like a lot of, like, you're not going to TJ Maxx to just walk around and shop.
I don't buy clothes anywhere. That's what my wife's for. She buys me clothes when I need them.
He bought this hat, and I was like, "Who is she?
Yeah.
Who bought that for you?"
Who ordered you that? I was like, "I got it on Amazon. I ordered a new hat because mine was dirty and stunk."
And he ordered it wrong, and it took him 2 weeks to get it because he somehow didn't do a next day Amazon whatever. But anyways, so then I'm in housewares looking at blankets because I'm trying to find a bluey Christmas blanket, and he was like right next to me, and he's holding his phone the whole time. And he's holding it kind of like he's got it on. And he had rain boots on, like ankle, like fishing rain boots. You know when you go like deep sea fishing, you know you wear the...
Yeah, they're to keep the blood off your shoes.
It's not raining. It's sunny as can be here where we're at.
Oh, no.
And I found it to be very odd. So I left TJ Maxx. I didn't find anything there. Before I could get through the doors at the next store, which I got in my car and drove to. It's all in the same strip mall. But I parked, and as I'm walking in, I turned and looked, and the guy is walking behind me. And I was at HomeSense. Once again, not very many men go to HomeSense by themselves to go shopping. Usually the women, the wives or the girlfriends or the fiancés or whatever, drag them to go. You don't really go willingly.
You just have fun, sweetie. Let me know.
I saw this guy at TJ Maxx. He didn't buy a thing. He walked around, kind of followed me a little bit. Then I see him at HomeSense, and then finally I just kind of stopped and I just stood and looked at him. Oh. And he walked away, went to another aisle. And then as I was leaving, I was like, all right, I'm done with this. And that's when I texted you. I was like, something creepy's happening. And
I don't say, I was like, maybe he's just checking you out.
Well,
it's weird he went to a second store. I mean, maybe you get a little peek, you know, hey, what's going on?
A little peek at what?
I don't know, but I'm just maybe giving you, you know, hey, look at her. But
then
he went to a second store. I'm like, bro, that's too much. That's too much. Too much peeks.
So then I got in my car, and I have seen these things on TikTok about these kidnapper, traffickers, whatever you want to call them. They put air tags. Sometimes they slip them in your purse, and you didn't realize it's in there. Or they have somebody out in the parking lot that is putting one on your car. It's either an air tag, which air tags I think are dead now, because once you are within range of an air tag, your iPhone, if you have an iPhone, picks it up and says an air tag's trying to connect or is following you or something like that. Because like I've noticed at the gym, sometimes my Bluetooth is trying to connect to someone else's earpods. I get that every once in a while. So it's actually like a different kind of tracker that they do. But what they do is the person that's in the store following you. You're helping
psychopaths, by the way.
And the person in the store that's following you is telling the person out in the parking lot what you're doing, and then if you're leaving, so they can hurry up and have it done and stick something like in the wheel base or whatever, or like under your side steps, because you wouldn't think like your side steps, right? Because it's so low to the ground. I was so creeped out. I did see the guy leave. He didn't follow me. I was going back to work. I was like, please call me back to work, because I got my work phone with me. I will call every one of those guys down to the parking lot. They'll be waiting for you. But anyways, so when I got home that night, I made him get on his hands and knees with a flashlight and check the bottom of my car just to make sure. I was totally creeped out. And I know everyone's going to say, well, Sam, why didn't you report it? I'm fearful that it was real, I'm also fearful of accusing someone innocent. So I don't want to accuse somebody who may be completely innocent, but I don't want it to be true, because then I feel like I would probably never leave the house again. And
it's scary.
And then, but then you go down the trail of, you have to report them, you have to do a police report. Like, there's so much involved.
Yeah, I don't think it would get that far.
No,
you can't do all that because somebody was in a store with you.
But if you watch I bet if you pull the cameras, it would look very sus.
It's weird. I've heard stuff like that before. People are creepy.
Very creepy. But so be on high alert, ladies, because now I'm on high alert. And
keep your head on a swivel.
Let's be honest. When I got home, I was telling him, our oldest, about it. And I was like, I'm the last motherfucker you want to fuck with. Because one, I'm sick. I would have coughed in your mouth. I would have kicked you in the nuts. Then I probably would have shaved your eyebrows, gouged your eyes out, and then hung you from my car or something. Like, it would have been very graphic if shit had popped off. I'm just saying. I ain't going down like that.
Oh, okay. Well,
I want the paper to read, she went down fighting.
Thanks for sharing with the group. Does anybody else have anything to add? I feel like we're in like a meeting, or it's like trauma survivors. Janice, would you like to go over some recent events you've experienced in the wild?
So stay tuned. We have coaches meeting.
Oh my God.
We're going into flag football season, and we know how much Cody loves it.
I hate it so much.
Oldest isn't playing. It's the youngest.
Oh my God.
And I signed myself up to be the coach again, because we know how much the guys loved me coaching last year. So
we both coach. It's a 6-year-old football team.
But there were nights where you had to go coach the oldest, and I was coaching the youngest, and the guys. One guy walked up. He's like, "So your husband's not here tonight?" I'm like, "No, I'm coaching." And then when I beat him, he didn't even shake my hand at the end. You know, everybody goes through and does good game.
I don't want to do another PSA, but guys, it's first of all, at any age, it's flag football. Because I see like the high school kids play flag football, like 16U, 18U, whatever. They have these tournaments and stuff. The players and the coaches and you're all it's not even real football. There's no pads on.
They don't give you this when you win.
They do. They give them cheap little rings.
The cheap. This is not cheap. Tell the audience.
Okay, it's not. It's very heavy, but they give out rings and stuff. But like these parents get so into it. And I get being excited for your kid and cheering. That's fine. But I'm talking about people arguing with referees, and I've seen like videos.
And the refs where we play are
like high school kids. Yeah, like they're just volunteering for like college, for their.
They get paid, but they get it as community,
or whatever it is. So then they told us that in the meeting, like, guys, don't yell at the high school kids. I'm like, why would anyone yell at
we had to tell a couple of our parents to shut up. Last year.
They said that was a thing. They said if a parent argues with a referee,
the coach has to leave.
And it gets out of hand, then the coach is suspended. And I was like, what?
You're suspended for the rest of that game and the next game.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. So, but it's just like the parents that will argue with referees at a 6U football game baffle me. And
ridiculous.
And I've spoken up before, but I'm not like a jerk. Like the one guy last year, we were doing like an extra point or something, and they always ask like are you going for 1 or 2? Because the yardage is different. So if you're going for 1, it's on like the 2-yard line. If you're going for 2, it's on like the 4 or something.
4 or the 5, yeah.
So he said, "Are you 1 or 2?" And I said, the scoreboard wasn't working. They have like a little digit. I said, "What's the score?" Because this is like the third quarter, and both teams have scored like 4 or 5 touchdowns.
Going back
and I was like, "What is the score even? I don't even know." And he goes, "Coach, 1 or 2?" And I said, "What's the score?" I was like, "I'm just..."
Because we also were...
He was just like, he's like, "Coach, 1 or 2?" And I was like, "Settle down. I'm just trying to see what are we tied? Is it like..." And it was getting kind of toward the end of the game. And I said, "Do we know what the score is?" And he was like he acted so put out by it. I was like, "Well, I'm just asking, man." I was like, "I'm not trying to give you a hard time," but I was like, Are we down? Are they up? Because half the time you can't tell. Like when the other team goes, you can't tell if they got if that was 1 or 2, and to keep track of 4 touchdowns. They got the first 2 1 points. Then they went for 2 on the third time, but then they didn't get it on the fourth. And then tracking ours, you can't keep track of it. It's just too fast.
Especially when you're coaching, you're out on the field, you're not really paying that close of attention.
And I just but between the refs and the parents and the other coaches, it is exhausting. I don't mind. The kids have their own taxingness to it, but they're kids. But if everybody else would chill, it makes it so much easier. I'm just like, if everyone could just chill. This is like. And I'm not one of those gentle, we don't need to keep score, but people get so wrapped up in the winning piece.
But
of
also,
it
we did play a couple of teams last year that didn't score, and we were scoring. We kept scoring and kept scoring. At 6U, we're not gonna. We do kind of in our minds a little bit mercy rule a little bit. We kind of.
You put the kids that aren't as good or that are younger in the game then.
Yeah.
And I said that to one of the coaches. I said, well, when we were at a meeting or something, and I said, back when my oldest did it, I said, if a team was up 4 touchdowns, we kind of started giving the ball to the younger kids and then you put some of the younger kids in on deep. If you've got 2 or 3 kids that are really good that are pulling all the flag, you pull them off and say, hey,
take a break.
You guys go in, we're gonna give the ball to Jimmy, who's 2 years, he's playing up and he's terrible for some reason. His parents think he can play with older kids, but it's so exhausting. And we just came out of the tackle season, and now we're going into this. But I'm glad it's just one of them, but last year doing both of them
it was a lot because we would have practice and they would have practice, and then. Our games never matched up, so we would be at the field at 8 o'clock for one game, and then sometimes it would match up perfect where one game would end and then we can go to the next game. But then we had a couple of Saturdays where it was a 2-3 hour gap between them.
You have an 8 a.m. game, and then the oldest would play at 11:30.
You're just you guys
I don't want to come back.
You guys that do all day travel tournament baseball.
We've talked about
it. I'm so happy our kids don't play baseball.
We've talked about the baseball parents before. I don't know how y'all do it.
Y'all are godsend. I don't know how to. I wonder how many of those moms have alcohol in their Stanleys. I mean, I will admit, during his one tackle season, it was my birthday. It was my birthday on a Saturday, and we had to be at the field at 8 o'clock. Game was at 9. I took mimosa with me.
Oh, yeah.
But I've also packed you a cooler so you could drink a beer after the game. So he could calm down before we get in the car, so that he wasn't just so wound up, and I would be driving us home. I'm like, here, just drink this. Just open the gullet. Just
so crazy. All right. Well, let's wrap this up. We'll be back next week. We'll have some different topics we'll dive into. We just want to do kind of a recap episode, catch everyone up on our crazy life. So we will see you guys next week. Later.